We have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we are bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. And today we are doing that with none other than Corinda Dion. Am I saying it right, Dion?
Oh my gosh, you said it perfectly. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I'm so glad to have you here today.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here. So glad to be here, Pastor Kim. Thank you for having me on the Kim Jacobs Show. What an honor and privilege it is to be with you tonight.
Well, thank you, Minister. I should say Minister Corinda,
oh, so
because
good.
she ministers the gospel, everybody, just so y'all know. She tear the house down, right? So get your mind right, because you might get preached to tonight.
Lord, have mercy.
I'm glad you're here. Listen, everybody, grab your virtual seats and let us get started, because today we're going to be doing exactly what Corinda's over there doing. We're going to be learning how to smile.
Yes.
I probably think we should say breathe.
Yes, that
smile.
too. Breathe and smile. Smile and breathe. All of that.
All of that. And
all of that.
Why is it? I wonder why is it so difficult for that to even be something that happens just naturally? It's a lot of factors that go into that. We're going to talk about it.
But all of it, yes.
All of it. So make sure y'all go ahead and invite your friends, anybody that you know you think would benefit just from learning how to smile. And the method is going to be broken down for you. So make sure that you tag your friends, your family, coworkers. Let people know that tonight is, I keep saying tonight, but when you see it, it might be in the morning. It might be, this show actually goes in 140 countries. So I don't know what time it is where you are. Okay.
Wow. I love it.
So keep that in mind. Listen, I want to take a moment to introduce Corinda Dion to you today. She is a dynamic speaker, minister, as I already said, NCPMT certified, and she's also the founder of Stress Easy, a lifestyle brand dedicated to helping women turn stress into their strength. And that alone, I'm not going to read all of this because then it's going to tell you what the SMILE method is and all of that in the bio. So I want her to talk about that. But she has delivered impactful presentations for women in leadership, ministry, healthcare professionals, and corporate teams seeking to reduce burnout and improve overall well-being. I'm going to let you hear more from Corinda Dion, who is my special guest and friend today on the Kim Jacobs Show. So welcome to this episode.
Thank you. I am so excited to talk about unpacking stress and how we can love ourselves through it all. Yes, absolutely.
With you even having that topic that you're deep diving in, then that means that something in your own life, take us back, maybe where you started having this desire or this passion to, and the need to want to be able to stress less, because I don't believe in stress free. Because if you're stress free, then I believe I done passed away, and that's it.
Right.
Stressing less.
Stressing easy. Absolutely, Pastor Kim. And thank you for the work that you are doing. It's incredible. Thank you for that. One of the things that is very passionate for me, and I think it should be passionate for anyone who is walking in their purpose. When you are walking in your purpose, you're passionate about that because you're able, or you should be able, to connect heart to heart with someone. So Stress Easy is so valuable for me because it's not something I read about. You understand? It's not something that, I took a course on and read someone's book about, right? I am a living testament and witness and all of that to what stress can do when it is unmanaged and when it is not handled properly. And because of the things that I have been through along the journey and seeing how stress in most cases can silently introduce itself and then absolutely explode as well, how that can affect you mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Okay, if we can be very transparent. And how do you get back to a place when stress overtakes love, when the feeling of that, like it feels like it's overtaking love? Yeah. And so I'm very passionate about the message, because it's connected to a journey, it's connected to a story, and I can tell you what that looks like because I've experienced it firsthand. And one thing we want to always keep in mind about stress is that it is a thief.
Oh, it is a thief. So it's really technically the enemy, right?
Right. Now, let me unpack that a little bit when I say that, because I'm not saying that when stress comes that all stress is considered bad, or
that's right,
only because of an unfortunate circumstance or situation that you might be going through. I mean, you not only can experience stress, with grief, but you can experience stress with the birth of a child. You can experience stress not only going through a separation or divorce, you can also experience stress trying to plan and prepare for a wedding.
That's right.
Right. So, but it's how your body naturally responds to challenge, to pressure, and to change, and how that response affects your mental, emotional well-being, right? And your physical well-being. And so I'm so passionate about Stress Easy because I know people are like, how do you do that? Well, you do that, and we'll unpack it more, but you do that when stress and love can intersect, can come together, and you love yourself through it, not hide, not run, not dismiss, but you face it with incorporating love into it. And that's how this whole Stress Easy and the S.M.I.L.E method has come about. But I'm passionate because you're looking at someone who can tell you firsthand that when you do not handle stress and manage stress effectively, it definitely can have results that are not favorable. Right. And we have to talk about it.
Well, that's the thing that you just said, I think is important, because a lot of times people don't realize that they're not handling their stress appropriately. So when we, as Les Brown often says, we're in the picture frame, so we don't get to see ourselves.
That's so true.
It takes sometimes somebody else telling you you're off. Something's not right. Is that what happened with you that made you recognize that there was some level of stress that needed to turn into strength in your life?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I will say two things. One, it was listening to people who I trusted and who loved me sincerely within my circle, and who could see past the persona, who could see past all of that and say, hey, listen, are you good? Because I think we may need to talk.
That's right.
And really check in with you, right? And then the other is, having personal time for me as a woman of faith, having personal time with God. Because as you grow in your relationship with people, as you grow in your relationship with God, you learn more about yourself. You should, right?
You should.
There should never be a point where you feel like, well, I'm arrived or I'm here. No. There's so many things that you need to learn and grow from. And for me, there were some nights, Pastor Kim, where I mean, I was weeping, right? Or it was very emotional.
Right.
And I needed not only the support of my intimate circle, but I also needed to have that refreshing of how much love God has for me, and knowing that He is with me every step of the way. But it takes you being vulnerable, and it takes you sometimes saying to that person, you know what? No, things are not things are not well right
They're
now.
not
Things,
right.
yeah, there is something that is going on, or that is happening, and it would be healthy for me to talk about it, or for us to pray about it, and for me that I'm also taking that that request, that petition, that weight, whatever it is,
That's right.
and giving it over to God. Yeah.
I love how you framed that, because a lot of times what you just said is almost like a textbook answer, but when the
Mm-hmm.
person is going through it personally, they
Mm-hmm.
can't think rationally. And
Right.
like one of the things I was looking up is that the level of stress associated with even with the elections, chaos and rising global costs and the health concerns and the work pressures and all of the relationship demand, you name it, it's so
Yeah.
many things. And according to these statistics that I'm seeing, it says nearly 40% of Americans report experiencing peak stress. So
Mm-hmm.
we know something's not right,
Right.
but we can't
Absolutely.
quite put our finger on what it is, you
On
know?
what it is, exactly. And you have to listen. You've got to listen to your body, right? You have to listen, because the body talks. It shares things with us. It gives us information, right?
Yeah.
And when you are having continuous kind of up and downs,
Mhm.
irritability, brain fog, fatigue, blow ups, all kind, just an array of things happening, heart palpitations and migraines and whatever the case might be, you got to listen. That's not the time to just say, well, let me pop a Tylenol and I'll feel better in the morning.
That's right.
It might temporarily relieve some of that pressure, but you really got to get to the root of it. And I remember, Pastor Kim, going to doctors and just feeling like a guinea pig, just going and going and going, and every test coming back, or it looks normal, everything looks fine. And then the question is, are you stressed?
Right.
Is this stress? And I'm like, yes, it's definitely stress.
Mm.
Absolutely. But there can be things happening within your body where, it almost feels as if,
Right.
if I don't do something, I really may have a medical emergency,
That's
right?
right. That's right. And,
Yeah.
it comes down to that, even though you don't foresee it, because everything that happens, it happens sometimes suddenly. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, dog, I never knew that could even be the case. But then
Yes,
it's too late to start going back trying to reverse the situation at that point,
that's true. That is
So
true.
so this is some good information already that you're sharing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you know what? What I'm going to do is I want to play everybody just a clip of something so you get a flavor of who I said pastor, but
Oh,
evangelist,
Lord. Goodness.
evangelist, missionary, minister, Corinda Dion is. I want to pull this in for a minute here.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, let me go over here and see if I can play that for you. I found that clip. I was like, ooh.
Corinda challenges women to embrace change by doing just that, taking aim. She's a speaker, author, and your number one change agent.
Corinda Dion is an entrepreneur. She's an author of a book called Perfect Patty Messed Up, and your number one change agent.
Her name is Corinda Dion, and she's a motivational speaker, and she empowers women and challenges them to rise above their circumstances.
I want y'all to see it full screen.
Listen to your intuition. Listen to your body. Listen to your mind. When it's time to rest beautifully.
Unforgiveness is truly a silent killer. Yeah, because you're harboring so much in your heart, right? And when you want good heart health, I know we can exercise and I know we can eat well, but forgiveness has a big piece to do with that.
I just want to say, thank God for the work that you all are doing. In regards to my ministry and being a change agent, I challenge women and men as well to go beyond emotions to mindset.
So when you talk about trying to be better for others, I'm just curious, how hard was it for you to look at, be better for yourself, put you first, because women always put others first.
Yeah, we do. We always put others first. And some of that is that nurture, that natural nurture ability that we have. But what you have to understand is that being authentic means understanding you.
That's it.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna end up giving all the details. I wanted to play some of it, but not play all of it. Is that fair?
Oh my goodness, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Okay. So you've actually created this brand, Stress Easy.
Yeah.
And it's birthed from your personal experience. Talk a little bit more about Stress Easy before we would move to another portion of the many hats that you wear.
Oh gosh, the many, many hats. You know, one thing that's important to me is that when I'm talking to women about Stress Easy or the S.M.I.L.E method or just empowering them or encouraging them, I want them to give themselves grace in their journey. I want to talk to the leaders who consistently pour and pour and pour. And there are times that it's very difficult for them to get poured back into for whatever reasons. But they by nature, they pour out so much. The caregivers, the leaders and professionals that are leading on their jobs and working in so many different capacities, the mothers, the grandmothers that wear so many hats and also are trailblazers in the community that extend grace to yourself. And it's okay to do so. It's okay to rest. As I said, when you do rest beautifully, it's okay to say no. That is a complete sentence. It's okay to make sure that you are recalibrating. And what does that look like? If that means in the terms of self-care or doing something for you that's not being selfish, because you need that. So, and being true to those things that speak to you. When I am going through stressful moments, one of the things that I do, Pastor Kim, which helps me a lot, is shadow box. I really enjoy shadow boxing, right? I'm ready. I'm ready.
You're doing it. You got the right posture and everything.
I am ready. I love shadow boxing. Now, if you tell me let's do yoga, I'm gonna be stressed even the more, right? That's just not what speaks to me. But shadow boxing speaks to me. So you've got to be true to what speaks to you,
right? And
being a protector of time. I'll say this before we go forward. One of the things that I want women to understand is that for me, when I was going through stressful moments, what I tend to do was just become more busier. Like, let me do this.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know.
Busy, right? And that's not healthy. That's not healthy. I remember one time I looked at the calendar and I was just like, what is going on? Right. What is going on? Right. Overwhelmed. And what I want women to do sometimes is to give themselves grace enough to pause and really just take a vision of what your landscape looks like. And that was a conversation that I had with the Lord. And he said to me, well, when you look at others, you're seeing green pastures and you're seeing all of these fruits and harvests and what's happening right here, right? And there's dirt where grass should be. There's all kinds of thorns and just craziness.
Right.
Craziness, right. But from the outside, you wouldn't know.
That's right. So somebody looking at, it's that one song that it reminds me of is when they say, but what they can't see is, I think it's Mary, but it was like, but what they can't see is that when I get behind closed doors, I'm on the floor.
I'm on my knees. Yeah. Right. So, open your eyes and really have a heart to heart with yourself, have a heart to heart with someone you trust, and have a heart to heart knowing that there is nothing happening that if you embrace love, even through stressful moments, that you won't be able to get through. You will. I promise. If it's one breath at a time,
that's what I want you to talk about for a minute. Breathe again, believe again, become
again.
Those are things, and I put it as a quote from Corinda DeYoung because I really think that you embody that. So I would like for you to just talk about what that means to you.
Yeah. So what that means to me is really understanding understanding one, that you are human, right? You have emotions, you have intellect, you have will, so you're human, and you're not made to just go, do, and not take a moment, take a pause. And when you understand how beautifully and wonderfully you are made in God's image and how much he loves you, again, even if it's one breath at a time, that's enough. If you can just do that, just do that, and understanding that when you're doing that, it's helping you to really stay focused on the matters of the heart. And that is so important as you're giving of yourself, as you are working through things in your own life. You can't do that running on E. You've got to see the importance of stepping back, taking that pause, and resting in that peace. Yeah.
Right. And we hear a lot of cliches, but the thing is, the cliches are true in many instances. You can't pour from an empty cup. If the cup is empty, what's coming out is nothing.
Yes.
There's nothing to give. So you have to either get enough hydration in your own life and self-care and whatever it takes, so that you can be able to give from your overflow. And I believe that that's what that kind of stands for when I was reading it, is breathe again, believe again, and become. Just become who God created you to be.
Yes.
And that's a beautiful time.
If I can say this really quick. And
please, I promise you can say a lot. We have a whole hour.
I am not going to preach. I promise you. But there is a scripture. I have been meditating on this. Last month I was meditating on it quite heavily. But there's a scripture in James 5, verses like 17 and 18. But it talks about how Elijah was human, just as we are. Right. And it said for 3.5 years he prayed, and for 3.5 years it did not rain. But it says in the next verse, he prayed again, but then he prayed again, and the sky yielded rain, and the field yielded harvest. And so there are times when I know you want to give up. I know you want to throw in the towel. I know you want to say it's too late. I know you want to look at everything that's working against you rather than for you. I know it's easy to fall back on the pain and the hurt and all of that. I know and it's real. And I'm not saying that it's not. But what I'm saying
you can't be
is no. But pray again, but come again, breathe again, believe again, do it again. Do it again. Trust me, there will be a refreshing, there will be a peace, there will be an assurance that there is no mistake, that the purpose, the call that you are to do and to fulfill on this earth will happen. It will
happen. Somebody type that in the comment section. It will happen. We need some participation. It will happen. It will happen. It's not something that she's saying and just prophesying. It's something that will definitely happen. If you believe it, first of all, then ultimately, then you can have the right mindset to achieve it. So it will happen. It will happen. Let's talk about the S.M.I.L.E method. I want to talk about what that breakdown is. Break each component of it.
Oh my goodness. Let's talk about it. So, I tend to ask women a lot, did you smile today? Very simple, but very important. Did you smile today? And the S.M.I.L.E method is really bringing together how you can love yourself through stress. That it's not meant for you, again, as I said before, to just dismiss it, or to run from it, or to ignore it, because you cannot. Trust me, you cannot. As my grandmother would say, sooner or later, just okay, So you can't run from it. You have to manage it, and how you manage it makes the difference. So one of the things that encouraged me, Pastor Kim, was Gary Chapman's book, I think it was first published in 1992, if I'm not mistaken. It's called The 5 Love Languages. And many of us know that book, right? And I know that there have been times when, I'm dating or getting to know someone, I'm asking, oh, well, what's your favorite food? Oh, and what's your favorite thing to do and all that, right? But then it's always, well, what's your love language? What's your love language, right? And of course, we know that there are 5 love languages that is discoverable in his book. And I've said to myself, why do we ask someone what is their love language? Why is that important? And what came to me, Pastor Kim, is that we want to learn the emotional oxygen of a person.
You understand? Type that emotional oxygen. So okay, we have to type that.
You want to know. You want to know. It's not a hobby for this person. This is what helps them. This is what helps them to move, to feel fulfilled, to be sustainable, to be in it, right? It's their emotional oxygen. And so some people say, well, it's physical touch. Some say it's, gifts, or it's acts of service, or it's words of affirmation, right? So we all have one. In most cases, if you've taken the test and done all of that, you've got a dominant one and you may have a secondary one. So personally, for me, Pastor Kim, my love language is acts of service, and my secondary is words of affirmation. Okay. And so I thought about, when we think about love and we think about stress, when stress comes, the first thing that typically goes is our ability to gravitate to love, because we're frustrated. We are, we just have so much going on. So it's like those things that we really need tend to start going out the window, like, well, okay, right.
Yeah, I'll put that. I'll deal with that another time.
Right. No. Don't put it on the shelf. Don't let it go out the window. Keep it right there. Keep it right there. So when I talk about the S.M.I.L.E method, I want people to see it as the 5 love languages for your stress. Right? Thank you, Dennis. Yes, it will happen. The 5 love languages for your stress. So if you are going through a stressful moment, when we talk about the S in S.M.I.L.E, it means sleep habits, which correlates for me physical touch, because sleep is sacred and it's so important. And when you get enough sleep and rest, you have maximum recovery. It resets your stress hormones. And I mean, you are ready to take on the day. Now, listen, I am preaching to myself, because out of the S.M.I.L.E method, S is probably the one thing I really, really need to maybe look at and work on. But again, it's not my dominant love language. But when I look at sleep or sleep habits, I correlate it to the love language of physical touch, because healing comes, recovery comes, you feel better, right? The act of hugging, the act of affection makes you feel better.
And it does. It literally does. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Your love language. You feel better.
You feel better. You do. And so sleep habits, it's so important. And again, I'm preaching to myself. But when I talk about the S in S.M.I.L.E, I'm talking about sleep habits. And if your dominant love language is physical touch, then sleep or sleep habits is probably going to be your go-to when it helps you to stress easy, right? Helping you to stress easy. So what I'm doing is unpacking it so you can relate to one of the love languages and see how you can incorporate the S.M.I.L.E method to the love language that you have. Yes.
That's good. That's good. So got stress. S.M.I.L.E. Then she's on the S. She talked about the sleep habits. So the M. Let's talk about the M.
We're talking about meditate daily, which correlates to words of affirmation. You're speaking something, you're decreeing, you're declaring it, even if you are in silence, because sometimes when you're meditating, sometimes you are still, sometimes you're not saying much. But there's still words of affirmation. There's still this confidence. There's still this assurance assurance, this strength, this courage, this boldness that comes upon you in that time, right? And so because words of affirmation is my secondary, I meditate daily. I meditate daily. Every single day. And even if it's only for 5 minutes,
Me too.
Just do it. Just do it. So for me, like for some people, they may meditate on a phrase or, something that's encouraging. Now, for me, I meditate on scripture, right? So for this month of July, I am meditating on Proverbs 31:30 that says, charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord shall be praised. That's it. I'm meditating on that. I'm repeating that. I'm saying it. I'm decreeing it. That's what I'm doing, right? And so when we
put some praise break music on it.
That's right. Put some praise on it. So when we think about the SMILE method and we're thinking about incorporating the intersecting the love languages with helping us to stress easy by using the SMILE method, the M for meditate daily will help as it correlates if your dominant is words of affirmation. I hope that's making sense.
This is making sense. And for you all that are just tuning in, listen, we're going through the SMILE method.
Yes.
If you have stress, this is the founder, Corinda Dion, of Stress Easy. And we're talking right now about SMILE. S being the sleep habits that you form, and M, meditation, how she meditates daily on the word of God and specific scriptures. So let's go to the I.
Let's go to the I. Let's unpack I. So I means inventory matters. And so when you think about that, the question that you have to ask yourself is what is working for me and what is not, right? And when you think of inventory matters, I relate that when we talk about the 5 love languages to acts of service, right? Because you're taking inventory of what works for you, right? And you're making sure that the things that you do are in alignment for what is purpose and what speaks to your heart. That's so important. So as I stated earlier, as we were talking, I enjoy shadow boxing, right? That is something that I enjoy doing. That is my way of having an acts of service. I enjoy volunteering. That is my way of having an acts of service. And by doing those things, it helps to minimize stress. It takes your mind off of some of those things that are happening, and it helps you to kind of focus in, and for you to be focused in with you or with others, where you're not just giving so much energy to that stressor at that particular time. And what it does for me, Pastor Kim, it allows me to shift my perspective. So when I'm dealing with a stressful situation, and because acts of service is my dominant, if I don't operate in that capacity, that stressor that really, let's say maybe it's a 5. It's about a 10.
It's up there.
It's up there. right? But if I take time for acts of service and doing things that really speak to my heart, doing things that really speak to who Corinda is, then it helps me to keep perspective. And so when I come back to that, when I finish that workout, or when I finish that volunteering effort, I can see things differently. I can unpack it differently. I can look at it differently. I can think more solution focused.
Right.
Yes. Does that make
It makes perfect sense. Everything you're saying is, listen, y'all, if you are not able to do anything but take some good notes from today's session, it will change your life. So make sure that you're taking notes and that you're applying what is happening right here. Sleep habits, meditation, daily inventory matters, and then the L.
L, yes. Oh, I love L. L means laugh often. right?
Okay.
Laughter, right? You gotta laugh. Come on now. You know, it's so important. So when I think about the L, I am thinking about quality time, because
Okay.
I am going to be very very deliberate that I'm going to make sure I spend my time doing something that is good medicine for my soul. And laughter is just that.
Okay.
So if quality time is your dominant love language, then you want to make sure when you're dealing with stressors in your life that you're incorporating laughter. So if that means putting on one of your favorite comedians and watching a YouTube clip, or going to a show, or even thinking about something within your family, something that maybe your child did earlier in the week, or you know, last month, or something that happened at the family dinner table or on a road trip, you know, and you can think about that thing and just laugh. And
That's right.
just laugh away. You know, I try, Pastor Kim, no matter what's happening, I do try to incorporate laughter at some point in my day.
I need
really
to do better at that, because I don't find much funny, right? Actually, when people are laughing, I'm like, are you laughing at me? Because I'm not. I do not think I'm anybody's comedian at all. Right? So when people are laughing, I'm like, that was even remotely funny.
That was even remotely funny. Right. Yeah. See, that's a blessing though. That's a blessing. But yes, laughter is good medicine. And it's something that you really need to incorporate when you're dealing with stress. And now I'm not saying that you have to only pick one, but what I am saying is that as we go through the S.M.I.L.E method, as you're seeing how we are intersecting love on how to handle stress, and understanding what maybe your love language is, can help you stress easy by incorporating the S.M.I.L.E method to do so. So laugh,
y'all.
You burn calories too. You burn calories.
When you laugh, you burn calories.
You laugh, I think it's like 40 calories if you do it like for maybe 10 or 15 minutes.
Girl, let me get my laugh on.
Get your laugh on.
I just burned 2 calories.
Just burn 2. I love it.
Now, you know what? That's the best. If we can laugh. I've been to some trainings in pharmaceutical sales where they do laugh therapy. And the whole thing was to come in and just laugh. And it was fun.
Yeah.
Hair down. And it was was able to de-stress.
De-stress? It
like,
really,
okay,
yeah. It does. Absolutely.
I need to do more of that. Anyway, so for those that are tuning in, make sure you know that we're talking about, if you have stress, got stress, just smile. So we're on the E in the acronym S.M.I.L.E. What does E stand for?
So E in S.M.I.L.E means educate yourself. Educate yourself. And so when I'm talking about educate yourself, and as I relate it to the 5 love languages, I'm talking about gifts. Gift yourself the opportunity to learn more about you, or to learn something you don't know. Gift yourself that. There is something powerful when you take time to educate yourself, when you take time to learn more about you and more about either something that interests you or something that maybe you just don't even know much about, but you just want to learn. It creates the environment of you being your ability to bring not only just something to the table, but your ability to always stay on track for what speaks for you. So you want to educate yourself and gift yourself that. So if gifts is your primary love language, do that. Take time to really learn more and more about you, how you process, how you perceive, how you deal with things, how you relate to people, how you handle conflict, how you celebrate others. All of those things are important in how you show up. So do that. Gift yourself by learning more about you and learning more about something that really, really speaks to you. Yeah.
This is so wonderful. So wonderful. And how can people incorporate this or infuse this if they don't feel like they have a lot of time in a given day? So where they would have to do a tutorial or a training. Maybe if they only have 5 minutes or less. Is there something that you would say that would help them implement this daily?
Sure, absolutely. Preparation is always key. Now, I am telling you, preparation is key. So, if you don't have a lot of time, but if you can save some of your favorite clips to a playlist, so that all you have to do is go to your YouTube or your whatever your playlist and just pull that clip up, do that, right?
Okay.
If you aren't able to like grab your Bible or whatever it is, or the book that you're reading, that helps to encourage you when you're meditating, just write it down on a Post-it, write it down somewhere, or put it in your phone where you can open that up on your phone very quickly, and you can look at that. You can take a moment, for yourself before you walk into that meeting or go into that Zoom meeting or whatever the case might be. So it's easily accessed on your phone, or it's easily accessed somewhere in your home or in your car. So you always can be prepared. It's hard to kind of sleep if you don't have a lot of time. I've heard that cat naps and quick naps, they can make a difference if you are able to do that. But just make sure you're setting alarms. Just make sure you're being cognizant of what is to come afterwards or whatever. I know for me, if I'm going to lay down, I'm laying all the way down.
I can take a power nap in a minute and be like,
really?
I sure can.
Okay,
But when you go to sleep, you mean you actually you out?
I'm going to sleep. Like if you're telling me to take a nap, I'm thinking is we going to sleep? So
and then you wake up hours later.
Oh
my God.
But for those of you like Pastor Kim who can do those power naps, incorporate time within your day. You have to be, and I say this a lot, Pastor Kim, you have to be a protector of your time. I am very big on that. You have to be a protector of your time. And so if you have to block off some buffer, if you want to call it buffer moments or buffer time, so you can incorporate the SMILE method, do what you need to do, but be a protector of your time. I tell people, like for me, I don't, when I'm sitting down at the table, or if I'm in the company of someone, or if I'm not, I am very mindful not to be on my phone. That's very important to me, right? Because I need some space. I'll get to you, but I just need a minute. Right. And so it keeps you, just where you're not so dependent on certain things. And
right. Imagine.
And
without their phones, that would
oh my goodness. So you can have a time to pause. You can have a time to write a gratitude list. You can have a time to journal something quickly that you want to capture. But protect your time. And set time within meetings, set time within, when you're going. And if you're someone who, you're doing a lot with kids and things of that nature, try to find time, even if you have to step away and go into the restroom, just take an extra minute or so and just do some breathing. Just say something, just say, peace, be still, whatever it is you need to say or speak, but do it. It may sound crazy. It may not look like all put together and painted perfectly. That's okay. Just show up and do it.
That's good. That's good. Show up and do it. And out of these like 5 pillars that and I consider these 5 pillars, and of these, which one do you think is the most challenging? Because I was wondering, is it the sleep habits? Is it the meditation that you personally maybe have found that women struggle with the most, just based on your interactions with people?
Sleep tends really to be very difficult. I believe there's a study, and it said that like women experience insomnia 40% higher than men. 40%. That's a lot. So sleep tends to be one that is a little difficult. I mean, I am real talk, and I'm talking about Stress Easy, but I am like literally working with a sleep counselor. I am to just think of little things that maybe I'm not even aware of, or that I've just been doing for so long, and saying, okay, if I just tweak this just a little bit, instead of just letting the TV run, put a timer on. Oh, okay. I can do that. Just haven't been doing that, right?
That's right.
And just some little things to possibly help with creating better sleep habits.
That's good.
Right. So, but sleep really tends to be the number one thing.
I almost 100% knew that was the one that you were going to say, even though I hadn't asked you that question previously.
Yes.
Behind the scenes. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a moment and just play a commercial. I was trying to see which one of my sponsors over here would lend to what we're talking about today. So this is going to be a good one that I'll play. Let's see. I also want to give you a courtesy heads up that when we come back, I'd like to learn more about why do you think so many women today are even silently struggling with stress and burnout? Because there's a rationale behind it. And with you studying stress and Stress Easy, you may have all ran across some of those answers or just have it from your own personal coaching sessions with people. So what do you think is the overall reason why people are silently, because it's silently happening. They don't even tell everybody about it.
They don't.
That's just my thought. Okay, we'll be right back, everybody, right after this commercial break. All right, everybody. And so that is one of the ways that you can de-stress is by getting a massage or getting just some self-care and having the opportunity to spend time getting properly cared for. I know, and I'm thinking about a massage. I'm like, oh, I go to sleep even in a massage. Corinda, that's the problem for me. I literally can go to sleep. It can be the most stressful thing happening. And I think it's personally a gift. I don't know.
That's a gift. That's a gift. That is a gift. Let me tell you, it is thousands, millions of women that's a gift for sure.
And people be like, wait, we don't know why she's sleeping. I don't know if it's narcolepsy. I don't know what it is, but the point is, they're like, ain't no way that she could be asleep in the midst of this. I'm like, okay, you know what? God will deal with it. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
It'll work out. And I'm like,
that's good. And you go right on to sleep.
Right to
I
sleep.
love it. I love it.
So tell me your philosophy on why you think women are struggling so much silently. What's your theory on that?
I think two things come up for me. One is that sometimes it's perceived as a weakness. It's like, we are taught to be strong and even when we are encouraging from even from the church or from the pulpit, it's like emotional resilience and go and do and be and all of that is great and all of that is important, but we have to also balance it.
That's
and we have to let women know that it's okay to share, that there is a safe space to talk. It's okay to rest. It really is okay. And I think for some of it's silent. It's because either what we've seen or what we've been taught growing up, or just the perception of, if I say something, I'm going to be looked upon as being weak, or I'm not good enough as a mother. Right. I'm not good enough as a wife. I'm missing the mark as a businesswoman. And so now you're putting all of these unnecessary pressures on yourself.
On ourselves. That's right.
And Yeah, and I am saying, I want to be the voice to say, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that, because if you do that, there are just going to be just cycles upon cycles of things happening emotionally, and mentally, that are just not healthy. They're just not healthy.
That's right.
Yeah, but I would
I'm
say,
over here tagging friends myself. I'm tagging my own friends.
but yes, I would say, one, I think sometimes it could be looked upon as a weakness, and two, I think at times it's maybe sometimes the things that we have been taught or the things that have been embedded in us. But have we ever been really taught the importance of taking that pause, of resting, of really just stepping back, and not feeling like, here's the thing, Pastor Kim, not feeling like rest or that rest or peace is a luxury. It's a lifestyle.
Right.
It's a lifestyle. It shouldn't be, well, once I do all of these things, once I check all of these boxes,
And I earned it.
then I've earned. No. No.
That's a mandate that you
That's
get
a
proper
mandate.
rest.
It is a non-negotiable, right?
Right.
And so I think we just have to kind of retrain, like, don't just look forward to stressing less or having peace in your life or getting rest when you take PTO. No. It has
Every
to be
day.
every day.
It needs to
It
be
has to be.
PTO in some regard in your life.
Yes. And it has to happen every day. And so the S.M.I.L.E method, it's simple things. It's not, it's not anything, Pastor Kim, that I would say is deep, but it's about consistency. It really comes down to consistency and being committed to saying, okay, if I can just smile today, and if that's one thing out of the S.M.I.L.E method, then start smiling.
And she is the perfect example of this. Smiling.
Yes.
Every image.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
So at the end of the day, what I think I'm hearing is that make sure you get proper rest, because that's necessary. Making sure that we meditate on the word or on something that may be an affirmation or whatever it is that you think is important for us to just have a better relationship with whoever your higher being is. In my case, my Lord and Savior. But so that these are some important things here. Sleep, meditate, inventory, take an inventory one more time of what?
Take an inventory of what is working for you and what is not. Okay. What is healthy for you in this season of your life and what is not. Even take an inventory of the company you keep. Just take inventory of what matters to you, what speaks to your heart, and what are some things you need to keep and what are some things you need to let go of.
That's good. And then laugh. We talked about laughter.
Yes.
Even though I don't do that often, now that I know that I can lose 40 pounds, 40 calories.
40 calories.
40 calories. I took it to pounds, girl. I was going to laugh my brains out if I could lose 40 calories.
40 calories. Yes. About 10 to 15 minutes of laughter. Yeah. Okay. So I'm like, let me calculate that thing. If I'm at 30 minutes, 45 minutes out, I'm, yeah.
So by the end of the day, you may have lost maybe even a possible pound if you keep laughing.
Possible. We done burned off.
But are you very intentional about laughing like that?
I'm very intentional.
Okay.
Very intentional.
Whether it's funny or not, you just bust out laughing.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't to be something that moves me. Yeah, but I am very intentional in making sure I incorporate it. Okay. So I'm intentional of, I'll think of something, I'll think of something funny that someone said in my family, or I'll think of something, or I'll pull up a clip of a comedian. I'm just very intentional of making sure to include laughter. Like I'm a night owl, Pastor Kim, which speaks to sleep habits. But I like to watch Stephen Colbert, and I only watch the very first part of his show. I don't, and then after that, I'm like, okay, Corinne, it's time. You need to wrap it up and get to bed.
Shut it down now.
Yeah, shut it on down. But the first part of his show is absolutely hilarious to me. He does a lot of just jokes and things that are lighthearted, and for me, I find it as a great way to kind of end and wrap up my day. Yeah.
So, Stephen, you didn't know you were actually providing laugh therapy for all of us that are out here in the viewing world.
He didn't even know, but he is.
That's funny. And then you said to educate ourselves,
Educate yourself. Yes. Gift yourself in knowing more about you. It doesn't matter what your age is. It doesn't matter how many degrees you have. It doesn't matter what you're capable of doing, what you're talented of. It doesn't matter. There's always more to learn about you and about things that speak to you. Yeah, that's absolutely.
Cool. And so you also, because of you being heavily involved in ministry and your woman in leadership in ministry, a lot of times I wonder, how is it that you're able to effectively infuse that into this world of Stress Easy and doing it from a spiritual perspective? Because a lot of times people separate it, but really how it's not separate.
No, I don't separate. And yes, I am very mindful at times of my audience if I am presenting information, but for me personally, I don't separate. So as I was stating earlier with the S.M.I.L.E method, for me, when I meditate, I'm meditating on scripture, right? Or what speaks to me. Well, I'm a woman of prayer, so that speaks to me. So that's something I am going to incorporate in my life. So I don't separate as I incorporate things. However, I am very mindful at times the audience in which I am speaking to. Right. But for me in my own personal walk, because I'm my own student, everything that I have put out, Pastor Kim, I have done myself, right? So the 30-day Stress Easy program, I've been through the 30-day Stress Easy program. I think about 4 or 5 times now, right? Perfect Patty Messed Up. Yeah, that's my book, but I've done it myself. I've done that 40-day devotional, right? And I'm working on the S.M.I.L.E method book, and I hope Pastor Kim is out before the end of this year. But those things that I'm doing, I am a student of.
You are.
Yeah.
I think that's the best teacher, Minister Corinda, is when a person can actually teach something, but first apply it to our own individual lives. What do you even think that even possibly churches, what we can do? Because you're here, you're talking to me, I'm a new pastor. So, hey, I'm like, well, I have you. I better get some advice right quick from the right Reverend Minister Corinda.
Oh, Lord.
To see what you can tell me over here.
No pressure, no stress. No pressure, no stress.
It's like, you got to come up with something. What do you
come up with something?
What do you think we can do?
I would say a couple things. Always point people, especially we're talking ministry wise, always point them back to love. Always point them back to the foundation of our faith. Always point them back to that. Always get them to see that God so loved. He's so loved. So always point them back to love. I would say it's also important to have very intimate conversations. Learn, even if your church is a quote unquote a mega church, try to figure out how you can have personal settings and moments where women can come together, even men, because they go through stress too. Absolutely. Right. But how you can have smaller group intimate sessions where people feel safe to open up, to talk about, and invest in the development of your congregation. So yes, maybe bringing in someone like myself or others who are teachers and experts, but have the ability to pour in and to share from a personal perspective so that they will know and see, well, I'm not the only one that is going through that. I may not be able to speak to your particular or specific situation sometimes, but we can talk about the effects of when you don't do certain things, or if you're not managing stress well, we can talk about what that looks like and how that affects each and every one of us. Yeah.
I love what you said. I'm typing over here what you're saying, because as you heard her say, you can bring her in to your church, okay? And actually and have some teaching and training and things like that happen right through Minister Corinda Dion, and she'll preach too. So she's not just telling you that she'll come in and do a workshop. She'll preach the house down for you as well too, and let the Lord have his way.
Lord.
How do people stay connected with you? I wanted to make sure I put that up before we definitely end here.
Yes, absolutely. You can contact me, follow me on all social media platforms at Corinda Dion. You can also go to stress-easy.com. And also the number is is also displayed at 704-629-8137. So if you want to call. If you want to reach out to me via the website, you can do that at stress-easy.com, or follow me on all social media platforms at Corinda Dion. Yes. At
Corinda Dion, and make sure you have it spelled correctly, because I have audio listeners, so make sure you spell that for them too.
Okay. Yes. And that's DeonneCarendaDeonne. Yes. Okay.
On social media at Corinda Dion.
Yes.
All right. So now you have a few books that I definitely wanted to mention also.
Yes.
One is this one that you're a part of, the spiritual coaching.
Yes.
I wanted to mention that.
Yes. So this is called Winning the Battle Within, A Woman's Guide to Emotional Detox. And I would love to gift this to those who would like to contact me. If you're watching the Kim Jacobs Show, please reach out to me. I will gift this ebook to you. It is so dear to me. It gives personal stories and things that I've gone through, but it also shows you the need, the necessity to detox emotionally, letting go of things that maybe you've been harboring or dealing with for a long time, and how letting go, the power of healing and restoration can be very evident in your life. So please definitely reach out if you are watching the Kim Jacobs Show, and I will gift this ebook to you. And Pastor Kim, I'll make sure you get a copy of it as well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And then also, this is my fave. Talk about Perfect Patty. All messed
Oh my gosh. Listen, Perfect Patty, God bless Perfect Patty. But Perfect Patty it's a personal journey. It's a 40-day.
So just so you know, the Perfect Patty, All Messed Up is a personal journey, and it's a 40-day guide for you to be able to really understand that none of us are perfect, and that we all have to go on a journey of restoration and transformation, depending upon what season you're in your life. So keep that in mind when you are looking to connect with Corinda Dion. And then also, let me share with you, this is her contact information that she had already shared earlier. Corinda Dion, founder of Stress Easy, 704-629-8137, admin at stress-easy.com, or you can also visit stress-easy.com and follow her on all of her social media platforms at Corinda Dion, Deonne. I do want to thank you and really just thank Corinda Dion for being here with us today. I think it was a tremendous blessing to have her with us, and she had some kind of little technical thing happen, so that's why I was talking until she came back on in. I see you. Let me know when you pull you back in. Okay,
I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm here.
Oh, you know what? That's because you here, there, everywhere. You're doing all kind of stuff. You have so many things going on, so that's a good thing.
Listen, no stress. We're still smiling.
Isn't that how it always works when you're the person teaching something? That I promise you, everything I'm teaching is like, okay, that's what I'm going to test you with.
Oh my goodness. No stress. I am so sorry about that, Pastor Kim. My goodness. Just totally lost connection. Lost connection, but I'm here on my phone. We are here.
And you see how, guess what you did? A perfect example because of what you teach. You didn't get off and stay off, because actually we're going to close the show out and be done. But you came back as quickly as you could.
That's right.
And you did not make an excuse. You just showed back up.
Yes.
And
That's it.
isn't that how God honors our
That's
efforts?
absolutely, absolutely. And it yes, because like you said, so many things could have been something else. But yes, you've gotta learn. You've got to learn, and you've got to work through. You've got to work through sometimes difficulties and struggles and things that happen that are outside of your control. How are you? How do you stress easy when things are happening outside of your control? Right.
That's a whole nother episode,
That's
right?
a whole nother episode, right? Right. It's a whole nother episode. But yes, show up, show up. Always be prepared. I'm big on that. Always be prepared. Be prepared. So if something does go south, you know how to kind of bring it on back in. Okay, we're here.
You did that flawlessly just now.
Uh,
Something shut down, you got on something else and came right back.
and came right on back.
To
Like,
me,
where were we?
Stage that kind of stuff. You can't. That's not something you can make up. That's real time execution on what you teach.
Yes, yes. And Pastor Kim, because at the end of the day, things happen. And who would I want this? No, absolutely not. You want things to go smoothly and flawless as possible. When you want that. But sometimes things do happen. But you gotta learn and understand to extend grace, but press through and show up. Yeah.
And have grace on your own self some too, because we're kind to people, but we're not always that kind to ourselves.
That's true.
So
that's
be kind
true.
to yourself too. And
Absolutely.
so if someone's listening right now and they feel like they've lost themselves completely, they're like, I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what to do. I don't know what. Just give them just one step to becoming again, who they can become again. Just one thing.
One thing that they can do. Yeah, I would say take a moment to discover through writing. Take a moment to sit still and let it out through your words. Let it out through the pen of the paper. No one has to read it. No one's saying it's going to be published anywhere.
Right.
It's your own personal space. And so do that. I would say do that. Start there. Sometimes when you don't know what to say, sometimes if you don't know who to call, just write it out. Just write it out, because that's very healthy. Yeah.
And this is good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Pastor Kim, something else that you want to make sure that you're doing is staying hydrated. So I usually have my Stanley cup very close to me, or about something, or tea, whatever it is, but stay hydrated. And I want to encourage you. Yeah. I want to encourage women. The first thing that you should drink when you wake up is water. Your brain is dehydrated and it needs water. So I know my coffee drinkers and my Starbucks lovers and all of that. You can have it, but have water first. Reach for water first. It will do wonders for you. But yes, to answer your question there, I would say, listen, if you don't know what to say verbally, and if you really don't have the capacity at the moment to talk to someone, find you some paper and pen, get you a pen and just write. Just express what it is you're feeling. Yeah.
And I do everything you're saying. I literally right by my bed.
Wow.
I have the first beverage that I drink every time I wake up. The first beverage I drink is almost a whole bottle. It's in a cup, one of those ones that stay cold. But I drink as much as I can because I feel so dry and dehydrated. Like, this has got to be the time I'm gonna get at least one cup of water in right now. So it works. It works.
Yes, it works.
What's next for you? That's the final
thing.
What's next,
Lord. I believe the book is next for me. That is something that I am constantly working on and exerting energy and time into. I want to put the S.M.I.L.E method, learning how to love through stress. I want to put that in words, and I want to get this book done before the end of the year. It is a very it's going to take faith, and it is going to be a very big goal. But that's what's next. Yeah,
It will definitely happen, and I'm looking forward to the outcome for sure.
Thank you.
This was something else. I saw a picture back here of you recently.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Me and Joe. Shout out to Joe Duncan.
We love Joe Duncan over here. He used to come on our show too. So I'm so glad to see you two in studio together over there. That's
gosh.
Picture.
I love Joe. Yes. I love Joe. Yes. That is a good picture. I think also Pastor Kim will be next is really taking the S.M.I.L.E method more out in conferences and leadership arenas, in women-related conferences and workshops and retreats, or however that looks like. But that message, it needs, I believe the timing is now. And so I'm looking forward to really expanding the message to so many women. Yeah.
Well, and I'm glad you touched on, because this will be my final question, I guess. Because we talked about a lot of stuff. Do you feel like we got a lot accomplished? I feel like we did.
Oh, we did. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Bite-sized piece the content down and do whatever you want with. But here's the thing. I believe too, especially because you wear different hats, some of the ministry world, but then also you do speak with companies and organizations. So how do you, because I would love for you to have a statement about how do you feel that companies and organizations can begin creating that culture that prioritizes the need for less stress?
Yeah. You want to definitely take a survey, taking a survey and getting a pulse of where your employees are, how they're feeling, things that they need or that they're asking of. Take a survey, don't assume, take a survey, get real data, like really see what the needs are, and be very strategic about health and wellness initiatives in the workplace. Encourage your employees to take breaks or to get some fresh air. Encourage them to buffer time within meetings. Encourage them to, step away if they need to, and also encourage conversation. If it's just asking them, how are you, right? Or if there's one word you can describe to describe how you're feeling at this moment, what would that word be? Really create conversation within your employees, and really invest in health and wellness initiatives that will, definitely help with decreasing stress. But first start with taking that survey and getting a feel for what some of the challenges are, the struggles are, and what some of the needs are, so you can truly be solution-based.
That's
for sure.
So good. And see, that's why you needed that bite-sized piece of content right there.
Right there.
For that reason alone. Okay, listen, y'all, please make sure you take a moment to partner with us here on the Kim Jacobs Show. The only way we're able to bring balance into your household, where you can watch right from the comfort of your home. You didn't have to come anywhere. You just right there listening to these significant tips that are game changers, is by bringing this into your house every day. And so the Kim Jacobs Show, we need your support, and we want your partnership. Take a moment, and you can use any method that works for you, whether it's PayPal, Venmo, or Cash, Apple Cash, the Zelle, all of that. So make sure that you support the Kim Jacobs Show. We greatly appreciate it. And then I do want to say thank you as well to CTR Media Network. We just recently were notified that we are in 140 countries now, and on Roku under the Self-Improvement channel under the CTR Media Network app. So you will see this episode as well over there when you download CTR Media Network, and you can look it right on your television, on Roku, Fire TV, Android, and different things. And my final announcement is, if you're anywhere in the Charlotte or surrounding areas, I am a new pastor in Charlotte, North Carolina, about 5 minutes right from UNC Charlotte, right at the Brownstone Signature Events venue. And this is the inside of the place that we are currently worshiping at Brownstone Signature Events in Harrisburg. So we definitely look forward to you coming one day.
Yes.
Corinda.
I can't wait. I'm so excited for you. I am so excited. I cannot wait. Congratulations again. I mean, the Lord is well pleased. He is well pleased. There have been times, I'll say this, I know we have to close, but you have just been such an inspiration. And I may not have said it, you may not have known it, but your poise, your grace, oh my gosh, your virtue, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. And so I truly thank God that he has called you and chosen you in this capacity, because you're definitely making an impact, Pastor Kim. I can't wait to visit. I cannot wait.
Well, come on. We can't wait to have you. Y'all stay connected again with Minister Corinda Dion, and the ways to do that one more time, and then we're going to close out, everybody.
Absolutely. So again, you can follow me on all social media platforms at Corinda Dion. Again, you can also go on my website at www.stress-easy.com. And you can also, if you would like to give us a call at 704-629-8137. Thank you so much.
I love you all. And on that note, we're closing out. All right. Love you. See you again tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference. And I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.